we're not hearing Richie. Damien, good morning.
Hey, top of the morning to you, Chris.
Good morning. Is this Damien?
Yes, Damien.
Good. Go ahead, Damien.
Yeah, they're still doing penmanship. I think they're doing cursive now in our schools, at least in some of the primary schools or prep schools. They're doing cursive writing.
Yes, they're doing what kind of writing?
They call it cursive.
Cursive?
Cursive.
Oh,
cursive.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah,
but really helping them to develop that penmanship skill.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very important, eh?
Yeah, man, critical. Even though we live in an age where people not doing much writing, they're doing more typing. And
that's exactly the point I was about to make, that in probably in another 10 years, you will need penmanship. Because whatever age you will be, you're on your device. Yes, typing away. Yeah.
That's the reality. Look a quick thing on George and the mayor. The mayor needs to get a promotion, man. It's not the mayor's parlor, man. It's the minister's playground, man. The minister beating them left, right, and center.
You think so?
Come on. Listen, let me tell you something. If it's 20 years from now,
yes,
I wonder what this generation go and listen to as all its music.
Oh dear.
Yes?
Oh dear.
It when the mayor can draw for some tune from in the 50s and 60s right up to the 80s.
Yes.
This generation here now, the young people here, the 20-year-olds, 20 years, 25 years from now, what am I going to draw for? Skell and Skillibang?
Good question, Very good question. Because when you listen to what is mainly coming out, kind of distressing.
Yeah, the minister get promotion. Minister's playground. Big up to George and Tana still, because they're doing a great job.
Yes. But I dare say, I think Minister McKenzie, he wouldn't want to give. I think the job of mayor, was the one he enjoyed more than the minister.
Yes. He made his political name.
Yes, as mayor.
Yeah. So, mayor for life.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Richie. Oh no, this is not Richie.
No, it's
Damien.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, quick. On to some more serious business.
Yes, sir.
On the third I called, and Tyrone was rather impatient, because I was asking him in the context of our democracy and in the context of our fiscal reality.
Yes.
Why should any opposition leader, and this has nothing to do with who is the current opposition leader, why should any opposition leader have a salary that exceeds the salary of any major minister of government when there is little functional responsibility as it relates to the direction of the affairs of the country?
All right.
The position is largely ceremonial, so I'd love to get you.
It's not.
That
your premise is wrong. The position of leader of the opposition is one of the basic foundations in the architecture of Westminster parliamentary democracy that we seek to practice. The leader of the opposition is a constitutional position recognized in the Constitution of Jamaica. Yeah? The leader of the opposition, whoever is the holder of that office, yes, is required to participate in the governance of the country. Yeah? The opposition leader is not only expected to provide guidance and leadership to the other party, the other major party, or the opposition for that matter, yes, he or she is expected to challenge, yes, to review, to critique, to make better through his research, presentation, and thinking the performance of the government of the day. And we have had in Jamaica several opposition leaders and opposition who have done just that. I can think of the opposition that Michael Manley faced when he became Prime Minister in 1972, the opposition led by Michael Manley against the Hugh Shearer administration, between 1967 and 72, yes, and the opposition led by Edward Seaga, some may question that we went off the track with the use of political violence as a tool of organization. But the fact is, I can remember those opposition that challenged the government. And the best example I can think of off the top of my head, in 1983, December 1983, when Seaga called the general elections, on the old voters list, and Michael Manley and the PNP, who were in opposition, having lost the October 30, 1980 general election, refused to participate in the elections of December 1983, resulting in a one-party parliament. One-party parliament. And what did we have? We had Michael Manley again leading possibly the most, or one of the most effective opposition in the history of parliamentary democracy up to then in Jamaica, and still today. The quality of the opposition that was provided, in terms of how the Michael Manley organized the PNP after the heavy defeat of 1980, is there. Is there for the records, for people who are interested to go and learn. But not only that, you see, Westminster parliamentary democracy, my friend, depends on certain conventions. Yes, conventions, accepted practices, where you don't go beyond. So, for example, going back to the 1983 post general elections and the one-party parliament, what did we have? Seaga did not abuse the fact that he controlled the entire legislative process. What did he do? He made sure he went and found a number of independent thinking leading members of the Jamaican society and put them in the Senate to act as a check against the fact that he controlled all 60 seats at the time in the lower house. Now, that is statesmanship. That is leadership. Unfortunately, you may argue that what we have now as an opposition is not up to par. Not up to par.
Well, one of the things the Prime Minister said in his presentation was that Jamaica needs to push towards productivity, and that the salaries of people within the society generally, but let's say the public sector workers, need to be linked to our productivity. You remember him saying that?
Yes.
Good.
And clearly it was well overdue.
Good. Agreed. As far as I'm concerned, and I respect your historical outline of the relevance of the role, but the opposition leader, whoever it is, it has nothing to do with Mark Golding. In our current reality, is a status-based salary. Function and results-based metrics for the leader of the opposition do not exist.
No.
How do we determine if the leader of the opposition, the individual, not the opposition party, but the individual leading the opposition, how do we measure and determine his or her effect?
And you don't do it that way, because individuals come and go. Personalities come and go. Performers come and go. This 5 years, you have an excellent prime minister or an excellent opposition leader. the next person may be horrible. So you can't do that. You're setting up constitutional arrangements. It's not about...
With the state, with the government, we can measure the government's performance.
Yes, and it can be bad. And it can be bad, or it can be good. But you can't change it because one man is good at it and another.
I'm saying that you should still recognize the role, but the salary should not be commensurate.
No, sir. No, and that's where you're wrong. I think you're wrong.
No, hold on. The salary, hold on. You don't hear what I'm proposing, you know. I'm proposing that the salary of the opposition leader be tied to a mid-level minister of government. It cannot be higher than the finance minister's salary. It cannot be higher than a minister of national security's salary. Because functionally, it doesn't carry the same weight of responsibility.
And I'm saying
it does carry a responsibility that is important.
And I'm saying to
I
you,
will respect it.
And I'm saying to you, sir, based on our history since 62 or 44, if you want to start earlier, yes, we have had opposition leaders who would have passed that year test with flying colors. Flying colors.
It has nothing to do with them passing the test or failing the test. That's what I'm saying.
No, because based on the constitutional construct that gave birth to what we have today, in the pecking order, the Governor General, the Prime Minister, the Leader of the Opposition, senior finance minister is there. I think the finance minister is the most paid of all the ministers. Yes. And then the opposition leader at the same level as cabinet ministers, or just above cabinet ministers. Yeah?
I did some research. We have the same constitutional structure as Barbados, right?
Go ahead, I'm hearing you. I'm not so sure about the same. It's basically similar, but not in all circumstances.
Not in all circumstances. Their deputy, their opposition leader does not get paid more than their finance minister. St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada, Antigua and Barbuda, all countries with a similar colonial background, Westminster adopted model. Similarly, and the reality of the opposition leader's salary is not the same. Jamaica, in fact, represents one of two territories in a region where the opposition leader's salary supersedes a minister of finance's salary. And I'm saying if other territories in the region could adjust their structure in keeping with what they believe is represents a more prudent and more balanced and more responsible approach, we can't continue to hold on to this idea that, we adopted it from the Westminster model. Others have moved away from that model while still maintaining elements of it.
I don't have a problem with that approach and thinking. Yes. I am saying my position as is until convinced of compelling empirical data, better evidence that what we have, don't need fixing now. Don't need fixing. And you cannot, we should not allow our actions to be driven by an individual's performance or lack thereof for a particular period of time. These things need to be tested, over a long sustained period. To do otherwise, let me finish. To do otherwise, you run the risk of creating instability, sir, and unintended consequences. We don't want that.
I'm not being emotive about it.
It's not about being emotional.
I'm just simply saying, when you look at the construct of government in Jamaica, the burden of governance in Jamaica is carried by the existing government members. The Prime Minister.
The burden of government is carried by principally the Prime Minister and the Cabinet.
Yes.
They are the ones who carry the weight, the burden. Yes? However, if you really study how governments work, yes, the opposition leader and the opposition, under Westminster also play a very important role. Are they at the same level in terms of the weight of decision making? Yeah? No. Right. All right, sir. Thank you. But I like the fact that you're thinking about it. I like that. Cool.
Yeah.
Time for the break.
My hands were steady.